You're now listening to Mondays with Mike Martinez.
Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Mondays with Mike. Today I have a dear friend here joining me, John. He is one of the top roofers in the Hemet area. And again, we have another sophisticated roofer because that's the trend in 2025. It's the trend. Home services is crazy. A bunch of people exiting their businesses for hundreds of millions of dollars. And you're gonna learn how they build it, and you're gonna watch John's journey as he builds this incredible roofing company. John, thanks for coming out, bro.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you driving all the way from Hemet. I know it's a little bit of a drive.
Hey.
Cali's on fire, bro. Like literally, that's not even a joke. It's not even an expression. It's literal.
There's a lot of friends up there that are leaving a lot.
Even up there, that's insane, bro. I don't know what we're gonna do, but I do know that California is gonna survive and it's gonna prosper again. So let's introduce you. John, what's the name of your company? Where are you originally from? Where did you grow up? How was life as a pup?
All right. Well, I was born in Hemet, California. I work in Hemet, California. The company that I own is actually a second generation company. My dad started it in 1992, which coincidentally was the same year I was born. So it all kind of goes hand in hand. We do roofing, construction, and I'm super proud of what my dad built, and that I get to continue the legacy.
So you also do construction, not just roofing?
Roofing is our bread and butter, but we do carpentry as well. We have some really gifted carpenters. Additions, got away from kitchens and bathrooms, focused on roofing. It was my first love, my first passion when it came to construction and the service industry. Roofing made sense, so that's what I stick with.
I'm just curious, what is the majority of your business from roofing? Is that like 80%?
95.
Wow, that much? Okay. So I know roofing's big. I've had a few buddies of mine come on the show that are roofers, crushing it. Everybody in roofing absolutely crushes it. A fun fact that nobody knows is one of my neighbors was a roofer, and we started a joint venture together for about 6 months. So I technically owned the roofing company for like 6 months. Didn't work out.
You're the competition then, huh?
I was probably for a minute. This was a few years ago. So dude, how was life growing up in Hemet?
It was cool. I mean, it's
no
Hemet.
Issues?
It's Hemet, but we lived on the East End. It's a little quieter over there. I played baseball growing up, so I stayed out of trouble for the most part.
Okay.
I like to party after the games, but I was pretty focused on making sure I could stay on the field. My dad worked hard his whole life, and I really looked up to that. So,
Dad was a roofer. You were a decent kid.
I was an okay kid. Yeah, I had an ambition to play baseball, and I wanted to get a scholarship, and I ended up being able to do that. But my dad worked his butt off, and he allowed me to play baseball all over the country with travel ball and all that. Yeah. So he was able to take time off and go with me to Florida, New York, and do all that. So I really appreciated him working hard and providing those opportunities.
Dude, the opportunity. So you ended up going to college, university?
Yes, I went to Mount San Jacinto in our hometown. Got a scholarship to a school in Iowa, and then bounced back and ended in San Marcos, actually. So I got my business degree out there, and then decided to come run the family business instead of going into the corporate world.
You have a bachelor's degree?
Bachelor's degree.
What's your major?
Business.
Administration?
Business management.
Business management. Okay. So I love this. I love this. So we have different people on the show. We have people that never graduated high school that have became massively successful multimillionaires. We have people with degrees that are probably not happy with their business is at right this second. And this is a great opportunity for everybody to see the different levels of all walks of life and how everything can connect. How everything at the end of the day can connect to getting everything you want in life, because that's why we're alive, right? So how did you get into roofing? I know you're second generation. Did your dad force you into the business, bro, or what?
Not at all. He actually he didn't want me to get into it. He wanted, me to go to college and pick something that I wanted to do. But after I was done, I looked back at, what my dad had done, and I thought that was super rad. Running a crew, being outside with your team, being a part of an organization. And then I just saw how many people looked up to him and recognized him every time we went anywhere in town, and the amount of contacts he had made and the amount of people that respected him, I wanted that. I wanted to be like my dad. So that's why I got into roofing, and I think that's why I love it, because it's harder than most of the other trades as far as, pound for pound. It's hard. You're on one of these all day. You're hiking stuff up a ladder. So at the end of the day, the beer was never colder. It was nice to feel like you got something done that day. And then now running that is knowing the ins and outs of what it takes to get a roof job done has made the back end a lot easier for me, because I know what the guys are going through. I know what it takes to get it done. I know all the moving parts that need to line up, the permits, the materials getting there on time. So being in it and learning the business from the bottom really helped see it from where I'm at now to understand.
Gotcha. So we gotta pause for a second and address something, the elephant in the room. Where are your parents from, bro? Because your last name is Valdez.
My dad's from Sonora, Mexico, and my mom is Polish.
So you're half Mexican, half white.
Half Mexican.
All right, we gotta address that, guys. All right. So that's awesome. Second generation roofer, respected, admired his dad. He loved the attention and the respect that his dad carried around town, and he thought that was super cool. So what happened? What was the experience like when you got into the family business? What did that look like?
Well, it was me and my girl Virginia. When I came back from school, we moved into my dad's tough shed in the backyard. Saved up for a year, bought a house.
Working for dad. On the roofs.
On the roofs. $600 a week. My first paycheck. I think maybe it turned into $750 pretty soon, because I was like, I need some more.
Was it hard labor, and was that the first time you worked with them? And how old were you?
Yeah, well, I grew up and down on the roof with them since I was a little kid. Since I could walk, I was climbing ladders in the backyard, because he'd have them up against the walls in the back. But to work with them, legitimately, yeah, I'd say it was then. But 16, 17 years old, I'd get on the roof with them during the summer. But again, I was playing baseball all the time. So when I was finally done with ball, that was kind of the turning page, or the turning point. And so yeah, 2017 is when I started tearing off, putting the installing, going
How
through
old
that.
Are you, in your early 20s?
Yeah, mid-20s. I actually messed up after high school for a little while. There was some bad stuff that happened within the family that kind of drew me away from the game for a minute. So I had a little hiatus there for a while, and then got focused again and played baseball and got the college out. And after I was done, I had matured a lot, and I was just ready to go to work,
Mid-20s, you're on the roofs, getting paid $600 a week with dad. And how long did you do that for before you took over the business?
A few years. We worked really hard and saved up money. We bought a house, and then we worked out of that house. Expanded, started growing the company more. I was hustling really hard. I'd get off the job and then go knock on doors, go try to get more work. I just wanted to keep working, because it was just about a job at a time, and I wanted more. So I told my dad, come on, let's go get more. And
Damn, you had that ambition burning in your stomach.
Oh, bad. Yeah, I wanted to kill it.
How old are you now?
I'm 32.
So you worked with dad before you took over for like what, 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah, 2017 to about 2020, I think, is when we bought the house. And then we stayed there for about a year and a half, and we outgrew that house. We bought a couple trucks. The company started to expand. So we were looking for a yard or a place to put our equipment. And my mom had actually found a spot around the corner, nicer neighborhood, where we grew up riding our dirt bikes and stuff behind. And we ended up buying that house and putting our office there. There's a detached garage we operate out of, and we put all of our equipment there and turned the old house into a rental. So we kept that one. I definitely wanted to keep it, but we needed to get out of the neighborhood, and we outgrew the yard that we had our equipment in. So we killed two birds with one stone by upgrading our house and then turning it into where we kept our equipment and our office space as well.
I'm going to tell you what everybody wants to know right now. Why did you take over your dad's roofing company, and what kind of revenue was he doing when you did take over? And like, how many employees did he have on his team? So
when I came back, he had one guy, and it was his right-hand man. He trained him up. He was with them for over 25 years. Basically, he's the guy who taught me how to roof. They were doing, when I came back, I mean, my dad had gone up and down. He's been in business since '92, but I think when I came back, he just had that one guy, and they were doing a lot of repairs. So they were in the 2s, 3s. A few years
Hundreds,
as we started,
not millions.
Yeah, 200,000 or 300,000, not millions. So they were, doing repairs, and he had slowed down a lot. When I had gone to college, he didn't need to worry about money as much. I had a scholarship, and then anything I needed, I got a loan. But so we basically had 200,000 or 300,000. Let me get back on track. 200,000 or 300,000. Got up to 4, and then when I started taking over, I think I got up to 7, and then I was like, I'm sending it to $1 million. And then the following year, we did $1 million. And then the next year we did over $1 million. So
why did you take over his business? What was the cause of that? What did that look like?
He had started to get a little older. He's getting into his early 70s or late 60s. I was very hungry. He was more, I've been there, done that. I guess it was competition. There was a couple crews in town that I wanted to be better than. I wanted the #1 spot. I really wanted to show everybody who was the best, and the amount of respect I had for my old man, I just wanted to be #1. That's, I think, was the driving point. Was I want to be the best in town, and I want everybody to know who is.
I want to talk about something technical for a second that I asked you before we went live. What was the process of getting that contractor's license transferred over to you? Because you didn't have to go to school for it, or take a test, or any of that bullshit that everybody has to deal with. The reason I never become a contractor.
Yeah, well, I got lucky, I guess. Well, I can't say I was lucky. I was blessed. My dad had a contractor's license, and he was off and on sick. There was a few different things he was going through. So when I asked him if I could come and continue the legacy, we had to figure out something. So we got in contact with the lawyer, and the lawyer said, well, we're going to have to get a lot of references, recommendations. So we had contacted a lot of the people my dad had trained growing up and had turned into contractors themselves, and just got a bunch of references and a bunch of people to sign off that I knew how to do this and what it took to do it. So I guess I'm daddy's little boy, dude. I got lucky.
Oh man, I wasn't gonna make you say that. All right, so we're gonna get down to the meat and potatoes. Now you got to know a little bit about John. You got to know about how he took over his dad's company. And we're going to talk about some of the successes and some of the struggles now. And this is going to be a learning experience for both John and for everybody that's watching that maybe has aspirations to have a roofing company or some sort of home services construction type business. So, John, how did you get the company to grow from 400,000 when it was at its peak with your dad to over $1 million? How did you do that shit, bro?
Speed.
Okay.
So
like the drug, or?
Yeah, no. No. So basically it was, if we got a call, I was there as quickly as I could get there. I got the estimate back as quickly as I can get it back. I'd knock on doors next door to the house we were working on. If they had a bad roof, if I was doing an estimate, I would give them a verbal, and if they wanted to do it, I would do it right then. So I'd have the stuff in my truck all ready to go. I was collecting as many reviews as I can get our online presence up. I was contacting as many real estate agents that we had worked with in the past and reminded them that we're still in business, because a lot of people thought we weren't anymore. I guess just hit up as many contacts as I could, and then just knocked on a lot of speed.
You were a single marketing and sales machine, bro.
I was doing my best.
That's incredible. So, guys, I hope you're paying attention to this. All right. He found all the leads that he could find. He turned over every single rock. He went door knocking. He was cold calling. He was freaking running to the top of the roofs, screaming from the bottom of his lungs, to let everybody know, I am the man in town. I am the top roofer. Do business with me. Okay. That's how you ended up getting over $1 million. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now,
that's how I did it. No, yeah. I mean, you still need a team to be able to close that.
Of course.
And finding the right people was definitely, it's still a process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we talk about Brandon Dawson's Breakpoints.
Mm-hmm.
As a 10X business advisor, I'm going to remind you the different revenue sections of a business. Okay. So from 0 to $1 million, you basically have Breakpoint 0. You're really nothing yet. From $1 million to $3 million, it just means that there is a market for your services, and you're kind of figuring out what the market is. So to make your first $1 million, he just fucking proved it to you guys. Okay? It's sales and marketing will make you your first $1 million. I've said that many, many times on the show. I even wrote a little book on it. It's like literally a 10-page book where all I talk about is how to make your first $1 million through sales and marketing. Now, what we want to know is, how do you get from 1 million to 3 million, something that you want to do this year, okay? If you had to put a target, and I hope you do have a target, if you had to put a target on it, what would be your revenue target this year?
3.5 to 4.
3.5 to 4. So what you're attempting to do, my friend John, is you're attempting to get through breakpoint 1 and hop right into breakpoint 2, which is between $3 million and $8 million of annual gross revenue. So based off of Brandon Dawson and Cardone Ventures teachings, and based off of my experience doing it myself, I can tell you that to get past $3 million, from 1 million to 3 million, it's gonna be, this is the key. You guys ready for it? It's role duplication. It's role duplication, and it's building processes and systems. You already knew that, because when you came in here before we went live, I'm like, what's your plan, bro? Process and systems, baby. Right? But people don't know that process and systems means role duplication. You're mastering duplicating the important roles. What got you to $1 million? Sales and marketing, right? And then after that is the fulfillment side, which is the team that's going to be doing the work, that's going to be installing the roofs, right? So with all that being said, what would be your plan for systems, processes, and role duplications? And don't worry, I'm here to give you my input. That's all I can do is give you my input. Of course, bro. That's what I'm here for.
I guess I'd like to get another sales guy, because I'm doing all the sales myself. When we were doing the marketing and we were getting a ton of leads, I couldn't get to all of them as quick as I wanted to. So I think being able to have another sales guy to be able to get to those leads as quickly as I was before, it's kind of a simple no-brainer. We need more people.
He has too many leads. You have too many leads. Not enough salespeople, not enough muscle, not enough closers, baby. That's the issue. So before we give away the secret sauce, and before we repeat again, how he's getting all these leads, for those of you roofers that are going to try to do the same shit, stay out of his hood. Don't come to Hemet. That's his territory.
Or go ahead, competition.
Try.
Welcome.
Try to take me down, player. So before we get into that, okay, what it's going to take to create a master salesperson is going to be the hiring side, the recruiting side, the development side, the training side, the retention side. Brandon says this all the time, and I live by this, okay? The thing is that good people don't want to work for shitty business owners. So how are we going to show them that you are a rock star business owner, and that there's growth and opportunity within your company, and that, hey, stick with me, kid, and you're going places? How can we send that vibe out to them, right? So that's something that we're going to circle back with and talk about. But let's talk about marketing, right? You got too many leads and you can't get to them. So those roofers, those plumbers, those electricians, those HVAC people, those remodelers, those pest control people, those landscaping people, how fuck you getting all these leads, bro? You just said it.
Relationships, man. You meet somebody, you do your job. If you mess something up, you fix it. I think it's trust. They're not really totally buying the roof. They're buying you or your company. They want to work with somebody they know that if anything does go wrong, it's fixed. It's because things go wrong in construction all the time. It's more,
Who are you telling?
Yeah, things go wrong all the time in business, but it's being able to keep that to a minimum, and preparation's key. But I think it's relationships. So the more people you know and the more people trust you, the more people know what you do, they kind of do the marketing for you, because when they see you doing something, a lot of people just want to be a part of something too. And if you're doing something good for the community, then I don't know. It kind of all works together. So I think too many leads. I mean, it fluctuates. Sometimes when the wind's blowing, you're overwhelmed. Sometimes the sun's out and it hasn't rained for a year, so you're not, the phone's not blowing up. But there's still ways to get those leads with, I guess, roofers. I'm talking about real estate agents, property managements, HOAs. There's always something to get done on a roof. There's maintenance. There's ways to get your foot in the door. There's slip tiles on that roof. You'll have a picture, and you'll show the customer that when you knock. Like, this is your roof. There's something going on up there. Would you like a free inspection? So that's some of the ways that we continued to keep the business rolling, even when it kind of felt like it was grinding to a halt.
Okay. So 2 things that come to mind when it comes to marketing, okay? Number 1, Cardone Ventures. I'm part of the strategic business unit. I have my own team, fractional executives that help me, and they're expert at home services marketing. They say that the number 1 way that they market for their clients that are home services is through meta ads.
Facebook.
That's their number 1 marketing channel. It works. Do you do that?
It works, yeah. Facebook works. Facebook and Google, yeah. We do that too. I was just thinking personally. Yeah. But yeah, you have to have a marketing team, especially if you start getting to a point where you are going to be filling those sales roles. You're going to want to continue to feed them those leads, because if they go dry, then they're not going to be very hungry to keep you, or keep their, they're not going to want to hit their sales goals if they're not having some leads coming in. They could be self-motivated as anybody, but it's not their company. So they're not going to want to go knock on those doors like you did to get their next sale. They're going to want some, they want some in the beginning to get their process going. And our first sales guy who's coming in actually worked for us before, and I think he's going to be very good because he knows the business side, or the installing side, and he's just a kind kid, and that's what I think I'm trying to get with my whole crew and my whole company. We've had badass roofers and badass, carpenters, but if they're bad people, it didn't really work out. I ended up doing more bad than good. So I'm looking for more high character guys that we can teach, our culture. Then I want the guys that are going to do the right thing when nobody's watching.
All right. I'll give you some tips and tricks on attracting the right salespeople. But before we move on to that, I just want to emphasize on marketing. A lot of people that just started following me probably in the last year or 2, they don't know this. People that have been following me longer than that, they probably remember me mentioning this a few times. Okay, my very first office job, I was 15 years old. It was telemarketing for a company called Home Beautification in Hacienda Heights. Shout out to Steve Fisher. He was the first contractor that gave me an opportunity to work in an office. So Home Beautification, Hacienda Heights. My job as a 15-year-old in high school was telemarketing. Hi, this is Mike with Home Beautification. We just did your neighbor's roof right down the street, 123 baseball lane. We're offering free estimates to all the neighbors because we know that you have the old wood shake roof, the old wood shake roof. And we know that right now with the winds, with the fires, and with the rain, it's probably time to upgrade those roofs. Okay, so we're offering a free estimate that's good for up to 1 year. It's no pressure, but since we're in the area and since we're from the area, we want to give you the best possible price on the roof. And remember, it's good for a year. Financing is available, and we're pretty good at getting you qualified pretty damn easy. So if you're interested, these are the time slots that we have that the owner, Steve, is going to be in the area. You're going to deal with the owner, by the way, Steve. Great guy, Steve Fisher. And I just need to know what time you're available on Friday night. We have 5, 6, and 7 open right now. What's a good time for you? So I was telemarketing, and that was my pitch.
It's a good one.
That was my pitch. I was so good at it at 15 years old that they made me a canvas manager, meaning that I would door knock. I wasn't just selling roofing. We were also doing texture coating and windows, dual pane windows with an argon gas injected right in the middle.
Nice.
So yeah, that was my first job, was telemarketing. And then door knocking, I was a canvas manager. We would go door to door in those areas where we were doing jobs. And we literally had the sign out in front, and we were letting all the neighbors know we're in the area. Okay. The reason I bring this up is because people are sleeping on telemarketing. Call centers is one of my superpowers. I'm getting ready to launch a telemarketing company for home services, okay? To generate leads, So it's just, I didn't want to do it, bro.
Yeah.
But there's so many people out there that need that and they don't know how to go about it. So I'll talk about that just for a little bit, right? It all starts with pulling a list of homeowners in the areas that you service, that you work in. Okay? Even better, if you're doing a job, pulling the list in that area.
How do you get those numbers?
I got you, bro.
All right, cool.
Dataskip.io, my skip tracing company, gives you the phone numbers to the homeowners. That's what we do. Okay? That's what we do. We give you the phone numbers to the homeowners, cell phone numbers.
Okay.
Okay? You can text them. You can call them. I'm even going to be providing the telemarketers that would call and pitch it for you and generate the leads. But what you are going to need, my friend John, is you're going to need good salespeople just like you. So you don't worry about the marketing. You're going to have all the leads you can eat to go to $3 million and $5 million. And you're going to have to start expanding outside of Hemet because you're going to have too many leads.
We do service Temecula, Menifee, Murrieta, Idlewild. We are about an hour within Hemet. We'd even come as far as here. We've been to Santa Ana, Ramona, San Diego as well for certain property managers. But we do have a lot of right there. We're in Temecula today. So Temecula, Menifee, Murrieta, and Hemet is our main. That's where we do the most. But
that's a lot of cities we're going to be telemarketing, my friend.
Hey, I'm not opposed to growth, man. I'm not scared of it.
But you got to make sure that you're ready with the sales team. So now we can move on to that, right?
Okay.
So you guys heard some strategies that we shared with you. You can do Meta. You can do Google Ads, digital marketing. It gets a little expensive and not the best quality leads. I personally think, based off of Cardone Ventures research and the way they operate with their home service clients, is that you should probably be focused on Meta. But for me, telemarketing is the cheapest with the most leads. They might not be the best quality leads, but you have volume. And what it's going to come down to is your sales skills when you're calling those leads that we generated, or the urgency of the homeowner getting that roof done. Okay, and this works for any industry. The ones that really crush it are the remodeling companies, because everybody always wants to remodel, and people don't know how to even find a good contractor.
It's true.
So if you call them and say, we are the good contractors and we're ready to rock and roll, they'll hear you out. So let's talk about road duplication. Okay. When you go out and give an estimate, you have a service mindset for them, right? You're there to serve the client and give them good quality service, but you also have your salesman hat on.
Yeah.
In a sense?
Always. I mean, you're trying to make sure you keep your guys fed and you're keeping your family fed, so you're working. Yeah.
Are you good at closing them? Are you a good salesperson?
I'd say I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. I enjoy it. So when you close, so much in a week or so much in a month, it definitely, gets you hyped up. If, you close a couple $100,000 this month, it felt good. Yeah. So I can say I'm a good salesman.
Can you teach somebody to do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
How would you go about doing that?
You're not trying to sell them anything. You're giving. They called you because they need something done. You're offering a solution, and you're breaking down why you're different than the other guy, and basically letting them know to go with who they're going to trust. That's probably my closing thing all the time. Is just no matter who you go with somebody you can trust, because at the end of the day, if something does go wrong, you're going to want somebody that when you call them, they're going to show back up and fix the mistake and warranty their work and stand by their work. I think that's my closing statement, is just go with somebody you can trust.
Okay. So when it comes to closing, role duplication means having a structure in place that somebody can follow. Okay. A standard operating procedure, if you will, an SOP. So when it comes to training them, the way the 10X sales trainings have taught us is basically to have a structure all the time that works, that you stick to. Okay. Not really a script, but a script is very helpful as a foundation. Yeah. To help them. Makes sense. The way it looks is when a rep goes out, is the first piece is the greeting. You're like, hey, Mr. Homeowner, how are you doing? It's a pleasure meeting you. I'm Mike Martinez. Hey, first and foremost, let me thank you for your interest in doing business with our company. My intention is to give you the best possible price with the best quality that you can find in this area. That is my intention. Now that I've gotten my intention out of the way, let me ask you some questions. This is the discovery phase. Okay. You're finding their pain. Why are they interested in replacing their roof? What's their why, right? So you're finding their pain point. You're like, hey, look, I'm just curious. Why did you agree to having us give you the estimate if it was a cold call? Or I'm just curious, why did you decide to reach out to us on Facebook? Or why did you decide to Google us? What's going on here? Well, I think I got a leak. You know, it's raining outside and this and that. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, this is not going to affect the estimate by any means, but have you gotten other estimates?
Okay.
No, not yet. And if you don't mind me asking, if they did, what's the best price they've given you so far? And what does that include? Do you do that?
No, I usually just give them my estimate. I don't even ask. But I mean, I like that. If you can go deeper into that, I'm listening.
The more difficult the question, the better quality answer, and the better quality answer they give you, the more likely they are to do business with you.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So then you ask them. Okay. So then you ask them the discovery questions, right? And you've gotten 3 estimates, and the lowest has been 17,800, and it includes a good scope of work. Can I ask you why you're still shopping around? Why you haven't decided to go with that lower one?
Get to the point.
Like, I haven't even got on the roof yet. Yeah. I'm just asking you questions. Yeah. Because you might tell me, well, I don't qualify for the loan and I don't have the money.
Wasting time.
Hey, no, that makes sense.
But here's finance.
So let me see what I can do to be around that price range. I don't know their quality, but I can tell you that our quality is definitely going to be up there. I just don't know if I can beat that price. And if you're having problems with the financing, why don't we try to knock that out first? Let me see if I can get you approved, because it seems like that's the biggest struggle you've been having right now.
I see.
You're not even on the roof yet, bro. What if you get them approved? You can get them for 20. It's not going to matter, because you're the only one that can get them approved. So finding their pain, like, what's the real reason? And if they're the first if you're the first estimate, okay, what price point would you need to be around for us to get this done today? Do you have any idea how much this roof cost? I'm just curious. I'm gonna give you a price. Yeah. I'm on your team. I'm on your team, John.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the best damn price for the best damn quality.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious. Do you know a ballpark what this a job like that costs? Yeah. And if I can get around your ballpark, and if I can make this thing happen today, are you ready to make a decision to move forward today?
Yeah, I am. So you're creating that urgency.
Yeah, I just don't want to waste your time.
Yeah.
Don't worry about my time. I'm here for you. I just don't want to waste your time having to shop this thing around, because we both know that I'm the best quality anyways.
Yeah.
So I might as well get you the best price. I just want to make sure I'm in that price range, you know?
Yeah.
So you have any idea?
I don't know, maybe 12,000.
Okay. Yeah. Let's find out. Let me hop up there.
Okay.
So if I'm able to get you a good price, though, you ready to move forward today, or is there anything stopping you from moving forward today?
Well, I'd have to talk to my wife, and I guess we'd have to address how I'd qualify for that money as well. So.
I'm with you. Hey, by the way, I don't want to sound pushy at all, because that's not our intention here. But if I'm able to get you that price, are we able to get the missus on the phone right now to make a decision? I just want to lock you in on the schedule, because it's raining.
Yeah, we can give her.
There's fires and there's winds.
We can give her a call.
We're getting busy.
Yeah,
Awesome. Hey, let's hop up there real quick. Bear with me.
Okay.
But what you've done is you've already prepared him to make a decision.
Yeah.
You know,
priming him up. Mm-hmm. I see.
And then after the estimate, you come back down. This is the third piece of the sales pitch. It's your presentation. This is how you prepare them for the close. All right. So these are the numbers.
Okay.
This is how much it measures. This is the price. This is what you get. This is the guarantee. This is the quality. And this is the most important part that I want to remind you of. The price, obviously, the everything that's included in the deal. But this is the most important part that you get with this price. You get me.
Yep.
You get me. All right.
I see.
So the problem with going with a competitor is I don't work for them, dude. You don't get me.
Yeah, I see.
So are you ready to move forward? Have you seen enough? Have you heard enough to make a decision? By the way, I've learned this from 10X.
Yeah.
10X sales taught me this.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard enough to make a decision here?
Yes, I have. I think we're ready to move forward.
Oh, bro, you're too easy. You're laid down. You're laid down.
No, I think I see what it's creating, but I've seen that not work as well, though. What do you think about not being right now decision. I'll give you an estimate. I'll send you one I want to hear what you think of this, because this is the way I do it. And if it's wrong, I want you to tell me, because I usually just give them the estimate. The following day, I'll go do all my estimates, take the pictures, send it back to the office, write everything up detailed, nice, and a nice presentation for them, and give them, you know, options, and not be right then. What does that create if you're trying to make a decision right then, instead of giving them the time to make a decision based off of everything in front of them?
A lot of homeowners, bro, that are in a position to pay $25,000 for a roof don't want to waste time.
They don't. Okay.
They don't want to waste their time. And what happens if you have a competitor that comes in and does it the way I showed you? Because 10X,
and then takes it,
because
yeah,
10X is training them, your competition right now, to do this.
You're right. You're right.
Just remember that.
I'm listening.
My guys at Cardone Ventures are training your competition to do this right now.
To go close it before it even gets to the next guy.
Yep.
I see it.
And there's also another piece that we left out. It's to close.
Yeah.
If they say no, it's how you get them in a corner and you just boom, 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 boom.
Jabbing.
You're like, well, what's stopping you? What's the real reason?
Yeah.
Is there any other reason? Oh, I agree with you. I get it. It's the AMA. Acknowledge their excuse.
Okay.
I get it. No, I know it's a big decision, dude. I know you got to do this. I know you got to do that. I know you got to talk to the wife. I get it. My wife would kill me if I made a big decision like this too. Trust me.
I see.
Okay? And then you motivate them. AMA. Acknowledge, motivate, ask. Okay? So you acknowledge, then you motivate them. You're like, look, dude, the winds are coming. The winds are crazy. California's burning down. Let's protect this roof, dude.
I see.
Okay? And then it's raining. When it rains, it gets more expensive because the roofers take advantage of their teams,
Supply
their
and
installers
demand.
that are scarce. So we're not in that situation right now. We should probably get this done sooner than later.
I see.
Would you agree?
I agree.
Okay.
I see.
So what's the real reason that's stopping you? So you ask them again.
I see.
So what's the real reason that's stopping you from moving forward? Is it the price? Is it me? Is it that you don't trust the quality that we're going to do? Because I can show you references, bro.
Yeah.
What's really stopping you? And then you can even motivate them again, and you can say,
I like
a
that.
lot of homeowners are scared to make such a big decision, and I'm a homeowner, so I understand you. But I think we're in agreement when I say that I think you trust me enough. You know the quality is going to be there. You know the price is really good. So what's the real reason?
So you wasting my time or what? Like if you're asking them, so what'd you call me for?
Being so persistent, bro, they're
I
going to be
see.
like,
I see.
damn, if this guy is pushing me so bad to get this job,
Yeah.
like, he's going to take care of me.
Yeah.
Or would they rather deal with
I
somebody that's
see it.
like, here's an estimate, call me if you're
I guess that's, I know you're right, because that's kind of how I've always done it. Is I present the estimate and I walk away and kind of leave the rest up to them. But I could see that a lot have fallen through, just in doing that, sending an estimate and then not following up. There's been so many times that we didn't follow up, and I know how much fell through. And then when I did follow up,
Don't get me started with the
yeah,
follow-ups.
I know, but
That's another part of
it's
your
huge.
process.
You have to follow up.
That's
yeah.
part of your sales process.
Yeah.
That's later on.
I'm getting
you
out of my
tried
comfort zone.
everything to
Yeah.
close them on the spot, and
Yeah.
you couldn't. Okay?
Now
You're
you-
calling them the next morning,
Yeah.
and this is where the telemarketing team could help you with this too.
I see.
The salespeople, hey, this is Mike. I'm just checking back in. I know John was out there yesterday. He tried everything on God's green earth to help you make a decision, and we're still debating. Are you still overthinking this? Are you still overthinking this? Or are you ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, I
So
see.
if you train people overseas, I got beasts, bro. I got guys in my collection agency right now. I got a guy that just popped 5,000. I got one that popped 6,000. They're in Egypt overseas.
And you have them all trained.
Shout out. Of course.
Okay, so that's how you do
I have
it.
one of
Yeah.
my executives who's one of my top closers
Yeah.
who's just training them all day and coaching them all day. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
So sales, marketing will get you to your first $1 million. I freaking promise you guys, sales and marketing will get you to your first $1 million. You have my word as a man that will happen. Now, from 1 million to 3 million, role duplication, documenting your process and holding your team accountable to following the process. What happens when your sales guy goes and you're shadowing him and you're like, hey, bro, follow my sales process, and he doesn't do what you taught him to do?
I'd probably grab
Houston,
you.
we
Yeah.
have a problem.
Yes, you are.
You're not following my sales process. That's why you haven't closed the deal in a month later,
Yeah.
because you're not following my process,
Yeah.
right? And then you coach them, you correct them, right? There's a lot that goes into this, bro, that we just don't have time to teach, right? But also, doing personal, professional goal planning with your team, that creates loyalty, and it causes inspiration for them to treat the business like it's theirs.
I see.
Because their personal, professional, financial goals are tied into the success of your company.
Yeah.
That's why it's important.
It's structured that way.
Yeah, and as a leader, their success should be your top priority, and you should make their success easy.
Makes sense.
Cardone Ventures taught me that. Okay, the other thing is having one-on-ones with them every 2 weeks to coach them and let them know how they're doing, measure their metrics.
Yeah.
How many appointments have you attended? How many sales have you converted from those appointments? What's your sales conversion?
Yeah.
Right? How are you going to close 50% of your deals, which is 3 sales a week, if you're not at least seeing 6 customers?
Yeah.
And then how are you going to do that if you're not following my sales process that's already been tested and proven?
Giving them the tools.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you master duplication, then you're going to cross the 3 million at scale, right?
I'm ready.
As long as you keep your eyes on finance and you're like, okay, what's my net? What's my profit? Or what's my gross and what's my net? Am I profitable? There is a lot of rules in business that Brandon Dawson taught me that we follow and that I share with all business owners because we don't know the rules of business. That's why businesses fail, dude.
Yeah.
So what are the rules? Every employee that you have on your team should be generating $250,000 of revenue on average. You know about that.
From you guys, yeah.
You know about that, right?
Yeah.
So if you have $1 million business, 4 employees,
that's what we're trying,
including yourself. It's okay if you have 5. It's okay if you're at 200,000 because it's based off of an $85,000 a year salary.
I see.
Or income per employee. So if you guys are making $50,000 a year, there's a little wiggle room there. But Brandon doesn't like violating the rule.
Yeah.
Brandon Dawson's a fucking gangster, bro.
Yeah.
What he does is he's at 500,000 average per employee.
Wow.
But he's a monster. He's another level. He's on another level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, all right, bro. Let's talk about, now that I kind of gave you my opinion on, what direction you should be heading this year. That's just my opinion to get past the 3 million mark. What is your plan to tackle 2025?
Those structures, duplication right now, that's where I'm at. Sales team, creating another couple of guys that, do what I do to go out there. Productions in between the sale and the actual job getting done. There's a gap right there that needs to be filled with being able to communicate the job to our crews and them to all be on the same page. So we've been implementing different things like Company Cam, and we've actually, my buddy Kevin Yates, he's our Owens Corning rep. He's been training me a lot on his products, so then now I could send my guys to him to learn those products. And I think just teaching the guys what we do and replicating myself, I think, is huge. And then getting my girls some help in the office would be huge.
Oh, yeah.
So the back end, I think, is what I'm working on more than the actual crews, because getting the jobs is the most important. Doing them, obviously, is just the same. But if you don't have them, then how are you going to do them? So I think acquiring as much jobs and then people, and then creating that atmosphere in that area that people want to go work for for that guy, So I think that's kind of where we're at. I'm just ready to start duplicating myself and maybe get a little bit of time off this year, because
that's right.
I'd like to spend some time with my family, maybe, have kids one day.
Take a Sunday off, for the love of God.
Yeah, we're working tomorrow, but yeah, I think a little bit of work-life balance would be cool. So I think in order to do that, I know what I have to do, and that's to get out of my own way and start training some people to do what I do as well.
Yeah, that'll give you a day off.
Yeah.
So 2 things that come to mind, bro, is I want you to remember one thing, that this is probably the most important thing that you can take away from our time today. Okay? The most important thing is that marketing is superior to sales.
Okay.
Grant Cardone. Okay? So marketing is more important than sales, because without marketing, you have no sales. Okay? So after marketing comes sales.
Okay.
So being polished, being sharp, being professional, and really knowing what you're doing when it comes to sales is massively important. So then how important is marketing? Whew, it's the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Right? The next thing is, I would strongly encourage you, that you haven't done anything with 10X yet. I would strongly encourage you to start off with a 10X business summit It actually just so happens that there was one going on right now. It started today.
Let's go.
I would have loved to have been there.
Lambo. We'll get there.
I would have loved to have gone. I was supposed to be there, but tomorrow is my 21-year-old son's birthday, and we're celebrating. I can't miss that.
Way more important.
Yes, I can't miss that. I've already done the business summit, but I like to go back to the important workshops like that to redo them, because it's always a good refresher, and I always pick up something not new, but maybe something I forgot about and didn't implement. But the general admission tickets are like $500. So
right off.
It's actually 3 days. It's a 3-day business summit. So if you're ever interested, send me a message. I'll connect you with my partners at Cardone Ventures, and we'll get you right in there. Okay. But I encourage anybody else that wants to learn all those fundamentals: marketing, sales, operations, human resources, people, team building, business, finance, and revenue, the way you tie everything together. They teach you all that. They're all introductions, but those introductions will literally make you $1 million to $3 million a year just by knowing that little basic stuff.
Yep.
So, where can people find you, bro, if they want to follow you and they want to they want to witness your journey as you grow this year past $3 million?
You can see us on Instagram, Valdez Construction, Facebook, Valdez Construction. If you Google us, we'll pop up. Anything Valdez Construction, type it in and you'll find us.
Hemet area.
Hemet, California. We do service Temecula, Menifee, Marietta, Idlewild, and a little bit of San Diego County, Orange County, and out towards Riverside as well. So if you need us, please give us a call and we'll take care of you.
Awesome, bro. Well, hey, I want to personally thank you again for making the drive all the way out here.
Thank you.
Your time is very valuable, and I respect it and I appreciate it. I hope that I helped you. I hope that we helped you guys with some inspiration,
greatly,
with some golden nuggets, baby, for your business. If you're looking at getting past $3 million, if you're looking at getting past your first $1 million, if you're looking at going to $8 million, keep watching the show. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment so we could keep this thing rolling for you. Appreciate you guys. See you next time. Mondays with Mike.